Let's fire up our practice today by becoming like a warrior. We're going to begin by laying down in a supine position to give ourselves a few moments to find that place of calm, composure and release in preparation for the positions to follow. So let's take ourselves round to lay flat on our backs into Savasana. Roll yourself down so that your spine connects with the mat. Stretch and extend your legs to straighten and then allow the toes to drop away from each other. Let the arms roll away from the sides of the body. Gently draw the chin down toward the chest so that you rest centrally on the back of your head. And release your body weight. Let go. Soften all over and surrender the self into the support of the ground beneath you. Tune in to the rise and fall of your chest as it synchronizes with the rise and fall of your belly. Clear your mind. Leave any stress or tension or problems outside of the room and just draw into this present moment of your practice. And then bring the feet together. Take a nice deep breath in as you draw the knees in towards your chest. Clasp around the shins and give yourself a hug. And then just gently rock the body from side to side, giving a massage through the bones of the spine, releasing some endorphins into the system. Relax the skin on your face, soften along the jawline, unclench the teeth. And then just gently give yourself that little rock and roll forwards and backwards along the vertebral column. You can hold the backs of the legs to assist in this. Giving a further massage to the spine, releasing further endorphins. Commencing the control from the core, strengthening deep inside the stomach muscles. Until you come upright, and then give yourself another hug, crossing the arms both ways, turning the head and neck in each direction and having a hug. And then however is best for you, bring yourself into an upright standing position. Tadasana, mountain posture. Bringing ourselves to rise up and increase our stature, to realign our skeletal frame, to ground our feet into the earth beneath us, whilst we have this upward pull, both internally and externally. Take a couple of moments to feel your total body weight distribute. Taking a moment or two to allow your total body weight to distribute itself between the 2 feet. If you want, take the time to close the eyes here and adjust and adapt to that transference of weight between your feet. Centralise it. Find your true sense of balance and weight distribution. Have an internal lift, possibly picking up pubis to navel, navel to breastbone, breastbone to brow, and beyond. And then we'll open the eyes. So we're going to do some forward flexing of the spine, just to warm us up a little, and then we're going to be moving through dog pose and some warrior. We're going to get our warrior strength on in today's session. So let's first of all do the basic forward bend. So we're going to bring our hands to our hips. We're going to have our thumbs pressing into the innominate bone, which is the upper crest of our pelvic area. If your hands are up here, they're in your waist. So just take them down so that you can really feel the hip joints. And whilst you're already stretching and lifting up through the legs, you're also now thinking about lifting those hips up away from the femur bones. So you're creating space so that then you can use your thumbs to gently hinge you forward as you move into the fullness of the forward bend. Take your time so that on the way down you're able to adjust through the legs, and the whole of the legs start helping with the position. So you're rising up at the fronts, the sides, the insides, the backs. If there's any part that feels as if it's pulling too much, then look at other parts of the body to assist, to take the strain off of that one particular area. When you feel that it's good for you, release the hands down to the floor and let go of the back of the head and neck so that the crown of the head points directly to the mat beneath you. Have your buttocks aligned over the heels of your feet. There may be the temptation or just a natural pull that your buttocks push towards the wall behind you, but you really need to get them over the feet, the heels of the feet. There may be a little bit of an offset here. Maybe you'll need to readjust, you redistribute your body weight, but that's fine. You can adapt. Keep the knees lively, active and lifting. However, if at any point you're feeling any shaking in the legs, that is your nervous system telling you that you're possibly overstretching a little, and you should allow a bend in the knees. Indeed, allow a bend in the knees if you want to bring your hands down towards the mat. If you want to work with your legs straight but can't reach the mat with the hands, then rest onto the shins or the thighs. Or if you've got a chair or a table in front of you, you could rest your hands on that. Ensure that you're keeping the support of the stomach to strengthen the spine, so avoid collapsing the stomach muscles. Keep them drawing in and back towards the spinal cord. And then we'll keep having the stomach pulling in as we restack the bones of the spine. Keep the chin towards the chest until the shoulders are over the hips, and then the head becomes equal over the shoulders and hips, and you're once again standing upright. A round of breath to resettle. And then we're going to just cross our right foot in front of our left, and then just make the feet adjust and adapt and get them nice and grounded. You're going to link the fingers, invert the hands, breathe in and stretch the palms of the hands forward, and look at drawing the thumbs and the little fingers back in line with the palms of the hands. They might be popping forward, coming out of alignment. See if you can draw them back. Take a nice breath in and scoop the tummy upward, create space, and then exhale, begin to stretch towards the wall in front of you, and then start lowering. So you may feel the body weight really transferring now between both feet. And you want to ensure that you move slowly so that you can consciously control and keep your balance and coordination as you move into the fullness of the forward bend. And then you're going to pull the tummy in, and still with those hands, fingers linked, you'll breathe in and return to your starting position. Release the hands, uncross the feet, and then recross, but this time the left foot over in front of the right. Adapt, adjust, reground. Then link the fingers with the opposite index finger on top. Invert the hands. Nice deep breath, create space, and then exhale. Begin to hinge at the hips, drawing the tummy in to support the spine, to not only support the spine but to strengthen it. Reaching into the palms of the hands, flattening the palms of the hands and all fingers and thumbs. Take the creases out the back of the neck. So as you slowly lower, you're consciously aware of your alignment and the weight distribution into your feet. Keep the breath flowing. Unclench your teeth so that the jawline remains relaxed. And then we're going to draw those stomach muscles in to really give strength to the trunk of our body as we rise and return to our starting position, Tadasana. A breath in and out to replenish. And now we're going to once again do a forward bend, and then we'll be taking ourselves into dog pose, head down. So you might like to bring yourself a little bit further back on your mat so that you've got plenty of room in front of you. Let's have the hands on the hips once again. Let's breathe in and create space. We're lifting everything up through the legs, through the pelvic area, through the trunk of the body, the flesh on the sides of the body. And then we're hinging forward. Going past that halfway mark with a lovely flat spine. And then taking the stress and the tension out of the toes. We don't need them gripping into the mat too much. And then bring your hands down to the floor, and if you need to bend the knees to achieve this, then do so. And then slowly we're going to walk the hands forward. The hands are shoulder width apart. We might then like to step the feet back slightly and bring the feet hip width apart. Tip the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Draw the trunk of the body back towards the thighs. Have the stretch come in from the palms of the hands up through the wrists toward the elbows. And that upward energy continues from elbows to shoulders. You want your ears brushing on the insides of your upper arms so that you know the head and neck is a natural extension of the spine.
The energy and the stretch continues to extend up through the spine toward the tailbone. And then there's that beautiful and complete stretch down through the backs of the legs. Let's gently now bend and straighten the legs alternately. And this will assist in the tensile stretch through the muscles and tendons in the legs. Your aim is to get the heels of the feet down toward the mat. Bearing in mind that for some of us the heels of the feet may never reach the mat, and that's due to compression within the ankles and the feet. Compression is where two bones come together and that's it, there is no more movement. And it's simply just the way that your skeleton has formed. So not every one of us will be able to get our heels to the mat. So no judgment on the self here, just observation and discovery as to whether it's all about the stretch in your legs that you need to have grow so that the heels do come down. And then let's find ourselves in a stationary dog pose, head down position. Take in some deep rounds of breathing. Breathing in through the nose and releasing the breath either out through the mouth or the nostrils, your choice. And just taking these moments to really experience the position of dog pose, head down. Teeth unclenched. Ears brushing on the insides of the upper arms, really feeling that energetic lift up from the hands to the shoulders. And then let's nice and slowly walk the hands back towards our feet. Continue taking the hands up the legs, securing the strength of the spine by keeping the stomach engaged and activated. And once again, you're then up into Tadasana, mountain posture. Coming to that center of the self, close the eyes and breathe. So let's look at warrior posture, Virabhadrasana I. Now avoid straining in the position. Take a couple of breaths beforehand to allow the mind to become calm. Remain focused without pulling too much tension into the face, the throat or the abdomen. We're going to step the feet about 3.5 feet apart, maybe a bit wider if you have longer legs. And then we'll breathe in, raise the hands to shoulder level and stretch through to the fingertips and engage the flesh on the arms, pulling flesh and muscle back to connect with the bone. And then rotate the arms from the shoulder girdle, extend the fingers to the mat and then raise the arms up over the head. Bring the palms of the hands together. Now if you find that you have any specific weaknesses around the lumbar area of the spine, you can actually practice this Virabhadrasana with your hands on your hips. So your choice, on your hips or above your head. We're going to lift the toes and we're going to turn the feet to the left. We're going to draw our right hip and shoulder forward and take our left hip and shoulder back so that we are now centered over our leading left leg. Let's breathe in and pull up pubis to navel and create space in the lower half of the trunk of our body. Let's rise up through the sides of the body, from hips to armpits. And as we next exhale, let's bend our left knee. Now we want to ensure that our left knee remains supported over the heel of the left foot. So avoid bending that knee so far that it goes over your toes. If that's the case, you really need to possibly widen the legs a little. And most definitely just adjust your position so that your left knee is protected. Reach up through the torso and rise up through the arms to the fingertips. Every in-breath you take, you are able to lift and create space, especially in the torso, the trunk of the body, both internally and externally. Get your weight really pressing down into the outer edge of that right foot. Lift the inner arch of the right foot. Have an upward stretch through the right leg and hit back with the right inner thigh muscle. Hitting back simply means pulling flesh and muscle back towards the bone. Breathe in, and if you can and want to, raise the chin and the eyes up. Really rising up from the hips to the armpits, armpits all the way up to the fingertips. Breathe. Unfurrow the brow, the skin on your forehead. Peel the tongue away from the roof of your mouth and allow it to float centrally in the mouth. And then nice and slowly, as you bring the hands to the heart centre, straighten the left knee and return centrally. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Have a couple of rounds of breath to replenish. Release the hands down, ready for the next breath in where you raise them once again to shoulder level. Rotate, extend, lift. Already creating that space. Lifting the toes to an in-breath and then turning them to the right. Bring your left hip and shoulder forward. Take your right hip and shoulder back so that your torso is resting centrally over your leading right leg. Be aware of the stretch happening down through the outer edge of the left leg and get your weight firmly placed into the outer edge of your left foot. Lift the instep, the inner arch on your left foot. Breathe in and rise up through your torso. Exhale, bend the right knee. Sink the pubis down. Get the right knee supported over the heel of the right foot. Rise up through the torso, through the arms, reaching to the fingertips. And then raising the chin and the eyes to the ceiling if you choose. Remember, you can keep the chin parallel, you can have the hands resting onto the hips. It's your time to discover. Little digger joining us briefly. It's your time to discover what's going on in your body, how you're able to move your skeleton, your muscles, your flesh, comfortably from a place of calm. And then as you bring those hands down towards the heart, raise up through that right leg, straightening it and returning to a central position. Lower the hands and then jump step all feet together into Tadasana, mountain posture. Relax the throat, the neck, the shoulders. Close the eyes and be aware of how grounded and centered you can become. Release any stress or tension in the toes. They are not required to grip into the mat, they can be quite soft. As you make your aim, your goal to get your total body weight dispersing equally into the four corners of your 2 feet. So remembering that a warrior has strength, purpose and determination in all that he or she does. So as you practice your warrior pose, Virabhadrasana I, have these thoughts in your mind that you may manifest within you. And for today, use them as your positive affirmation. I have strength, purpose and determination. Bring your hands to your heart, the place of all truth, and repeat in your mind or out loud in your space, I have strength, purpose and determination. Have gratitude for all that you have. Give thanks for your practice, your continued perseverance, safe in the knowledge that the benefits will be yours and that yoga truly is good for you.